welcome to this episode of The Good, The Bad, and the Odd. We're your hosts, Mark and Sam. Hi, Sam.
Hello there.
So this was a Daisy off of Zardoz. Zardoz was my pick, so you had the choice of what to do next, and what did you go with?
I went with going back down Sean Connery, which is a terrible sentence considering we just watched Zardoz. I went back via him to Darby O'Gill and the Little People.
Because you couldn't find anything.
No, I just thought, like, I'd heard that this was like a really weird film, like it's just kind of a weird film, and I'd kind of wanted to see it because apparently, well, I'd also heard that Sean Connery sings in it, which is a strange thought, which he does. Let's get that out of the way early. But yeah, it's not as strange as I thought it was going to be. It's just this kind of urban fantasy.
That wasn't Sean Connery singing. That was someone else.
Yeah,
but honestly, it sounded.
It sounded like him.
It sounded exactly like him. It was amazing. Apparently, there is a cut of his original demo.
Oh wow!
Of what's it, Sweet Irish Girl, or whatever it's called, somewhere. But the voice matching was excellent. Honestly, it sounded like Sean Connery singing. And he does sing in like, unless they did the same thing in Dr. No, doesn't he? He sings Under the Mango Tree to Honey Child Rider.
Yeah, they have a bit of a back and forth. So.
Yeah, so it's kind of interesting. So this was made in 1959. Disney. So 3 years before Dr. No. So Sean Connery's...
was, if I remember correctly, his first proper film.
Was it? Because he made that Tarzan one as well, didn't he?
No, he'd done a few like bit parts.
But
yeah,
then it was this,
and then the same year, Tarzan's Greatest Adventure.
Which again, he was one of a cast of several. He wasn't like the lead.
Yeah, he wasn't Tarzan.
Yeah, and again in this, he's kind of a supporting role, really, isn't it? But he's in a lot. Saying that. Yeah. Interesting film because honestly, when it started, and I started watching it, I was thinking, who was the target audience for this? Because it feels too slow for a kids' film.
Yeah.
But too whimsical but it's a family film, right?
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's a family film. But I imagine little kids will get soon bored with some of this until the leprechauns
from what I can figure out, apparently it is based on a series of short children's stories.
Yeah, Darby O'Gill. Yes, indeed. So it's set in Ireland, and I have to say, I thought the casting in this was excellent. Actually, I hardly knew any of the cast, but I think they were all very solid. Indeed. And there was one other actress I recognised from other stuff, but other than that, no one. Absolutely no one. So basically, Darby O'Gill is an old fella who looks after an estate for a lord.
He's the groundskeeper, basically.
Yeah,
but he's getting on in years.
He's getting on, and the garden's gone. Doesn't look great.
It's gone particularly bad, and the landowner kind of knows it, so he brings in a replacement. Sean Connery from Dublin.
Yes. And his name is Michael McBride. And Darby O'Gill lives with his daughter Katie. And Darby
basically spends his days where he should be like tending to the grounds. He spends them in the pub and chasing
telling yarns, about yarns about leprechauns, which I don't know. Some people take with a pinch of salt, and some seem to believe. But we actually see it's all true, don't we?
Yeah, it's real. Like he did this. So.
And basically, Darby is continually... It's a bit odd, the relationship between him and the leprechauns, because he kind of tries to catch him, but he's kind of friends with them as well.
Yeah.
And I have to say, props to the king of the leprechauns, King Brian. What an elite character.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah, it was really fun. I can't remember. The actor playing that was Jimmy O'Day.
Jimmy O'Day, yeah.
O-D-E-A. Apostrophe D-E-A. Really good as King Brian. Really effective character. And I have to say, Albert Sharp, never see the actor who played Darby, never seen him in anything. Really good. Charisma, everything. Right?
Yeah, it was very storybook sort of thing. Like we had this like funny, so fairly gentle, like old man character, sort of leading the cast. And then it's kind of shenanigans while he faces a very real world problem. Like I say, it's kind of urban fantasy.
Yeah, he basically captures King Brian, King of the Leprechauns, who promises 3 wishes, and he's kind of clever. He doesn't immediately get. He wants good health, and then his last miss is the crock of gold, which he loves, and King Brian's like, and you can tell he's been on the sleigh. He says, "What's your 4th wish?" And then he starts wishing for crocks of gold for his friends, and he says, if you ask for a 4th wish, you lose all your wishes." So
they have like fun little rhymes for everything. So it's like, make 3 wishes, I'll grant them all. But if you make make 3 wishes, big or small. But if you make a 4th, you'll lose it all.
That's right. Yeah. So there. Basically, he loses it all, but he does tell them at the pub, and they kind of believe it. Meanwhile, there's a woman called Widow Sheila, who is played by Estelle Winwood, the only other person I recognise in this film, because I've seen her in other stuff. She's kind of pretends to be friends, but she's kind
conniving. She's bitchy on the sly. And
she's conniving for her son called Pony.
Yeah, she wants to she's trying to set up her son to be the replacement for Darby instead, and to marry Darby's daughter.
Yes, and he's a strapping lad with a big hat and a big chest.
He's constantly antagonising Darby in the pub. So.
And he's not.
I did find it funny.
Character.
There's a bit where Pony gets cut off in the bar. They're like, "Nope, you're cut off now. You can only drink stout instead of whiskey."
You're cut off. And they call it stout, but it's Guinness. We all know it's Guinness, right? Oh, yeah. They call it... I mean, Guinness is stout.
It's not really clear the time period for this. Like, this could be, like, rural contemporary Ireland at the time.
It could be, yes.
But it could easily be, like, 1800s, 1700s. It could be quite a lot earlier, because the tech level, not very high.
They do have cars, right? There's a car in it, right?
There's a cart.
There's a
horse
and car. I thought the Lord had a car. Did he not?
No. He had a horse and cart.
My mistake. All right, then. So Darby is, they live right by this big hill with this abandoned castle.
It's a big hill, like a ruined castle, and the leprechauns live up there somewhere. They're not quite sure where, but they live up there.
They're somewhere, and his horse keeps
the
getting out
Lord's
of the stable
horse
and going
runs off. Yeah,
going up
Cleopatra,
the hill, which means Darby goes and looks.
Oh yeah, so run off up the hill,
yeah,
chasing it.
So the Lord basically says, this is Michael. He's going to be taking over from you. I've had it on my mind for a few times. And he says, but he's fairly generous. He says, I want to retire you on half pay and give you this other place to live rent-free for the rest of your days. And Darby's like, but he's not sure his daughter is going to like it, but he wants to tell her in his own time, but he doesn't, basically.
Yeah.
He just doesn't tell her. So he's got 2 weeks.
That's the sort of real-world problem.
Yeah, and Michael, who likes him, doesn't really want him turfed out, but, that's his job. Darby offers to put him up, and he goes, no, I should stay at the inn. I feel like I'm here under false pretenses because you haven't told your daughter about what's happening. But Darby insists. And basically he then his horse disappears and he goes up looking for his horse. Now his horse, it isn't his horse, is it? It's kind of
it's a leprechaun disguised as a
it's a
horse.
leprechaun. But he neighs at him and makes him fall backwards down a well. And when he gets there, is all these little leprechauns who are kind of weird. Did you notice?
That's a bit Lilliputian. For a while.
A bit Munchkin-y, a bit Lilliputian-y. They're also slightly speeded out when they move, which makes it look very odd as well. And they've got these weird pointy hats.
Yeah, that didn't break him for me. That kind of helped him with it.
Oh yeah, I'm not complaining.
I really like the.
I'm complaining.
It
gave it. It was liminal, wasn't it? It was liminal. Yeah. It made it. You're in another place now, so you know what you're gonna. It's in a different place. But the leprechauns kind of didn't like him, but the king seems to like him, even though he captured the king and forced him to do 3 wishes. The king outsmarted him.
They do clarify why they like that. Then it's not a case of Darby bullies the leprechauns. So they caught him. It's like he keeps up the old traditions.
Yeah.
In the town, he tells people to tip their hats if they see a little dust storm.
Yeah.
Apologize if they trip over something, sort of thing.
Yeah. So it's not a hate relationship by any means. And Brian actually likes him and says, "I heard you lost your job. I want you to come and live with us, basically, and be happy, live in the fairy kingdom, right?" So, but then he gives, and they got all this treasure, which the leprechaun Brian.
Yeah, they don't care about. I love that. This is from.
We got this from the Spanish Armada, and we got this throne, a full-size throne, too big for a leprechaun, from the king of the Spanish fairies or Italian fairies or something like that. He's got a sword, and he also gives Darby a Stradivarius to play, and he says, "I prefer my own violin, but this'll have to do." It's kind of. But then Darby starts playing the violin, and the actor looks like he's playing to me. He does look.
Yeah, he plays the Hunt of the Foxes. Yeah, or the Fox Chase is what it's called.
Now the leprechauns love this, and they start really going mental, in a Munchkin kind of way. And at one point, they all start riding around on horses and circling him, and it's kind of weird and kind of funny. And
I like it because it's the exact sort of weird magic shenanigans that I think a leprechaun would be up to.
Yeah.
It's we just summoned horses and rode around him, and he pointed us a direction, and we went off that way. Of course, that's the hunt.
Just going back though, I thought the colour was really nice in this film. It was really colourful.
It was a very bright and colourful film.
And I like the music, and I just like all the actors. I just liked them. They were.
It's very jolly.
It was jolly, and they're charismatic, and they're kind of fun to watch. It's almost like when you watch a show where you know all the cast and you like all the cast. It's like that, but in a film, right? And the story's really quite weak, but who cares?
It's a simple story,
right?
Functionally, it's Darby catches the king of the leprechauns and makes him grant 3 wishes. None of the wishes, getting ahead of here, none of the wishes are really that good. He doesn't really do much except for the final one. But
it basically is I want good health, things like that. It doesn't.
No, I mean that later on.
Oh yeah. You're right. You are right.
So basically, as Darby leads the fox hunt, they all run off in a direction, and the mountain opens its side.
And
Darby takes the opportunity to run. So
first he loads his pockets full of diamonds and stuff from the treasure.
He had a hole in his pocket, and it just sort of fell. So.
The mountain starts to close, and he runs out, thinking he's got all this treasure, but it all falls out of his pockets, which feels like a leprechaun trick, but they hadn't planned it. And when he gets out, the horse Cleopatra's there, the real Cleopatra. And
he gets angry at the horse,
and he's kind of got no treasure, so he's like,
let's just go back down.
Meanwhile, the leprechauns are riding around the countryside I don't know. It was so weird. It was like cowboys or something. So Darby escapes.
Darby makes it to he takes the horse back to its.
To the stable. And he's sitting in the stable, and he decides he's going to have some poutine, and King Brian turns up. Now, I couldn't work out if Darby was expecting King Brian to turn up. Now, he'd escaped. I suspect he probably did or not. But essentially, he tricked...
Darby seems wily enough to think about this.
They start doing this rhyming game and drinking poutine. And I'll tell you what, they were half... mugs of poutine at a time. It's you die. I mean, the amount of poutine the leprechaun drank would kill a grown man, honestly.
Well, he was drinking from a mug that was the same size as him. So
And meanwhile, Darby was pretending to keep up with him, but he was just putting it back in the bottle while King Brian wasn't looking. And they do this like silly rhyming game, which is kind of sweet. It's kind of, I want to marry the widow? She's ugly, but her money's beautiful. But I can't do the specific rhymes, but it's that kind of thing, right?
Yeah, it's a lot of like short little rhymes, so they just go back and forth doing it. This keeps the king distracted until morning, and his powers have no effect.
So he can't jump through the door. Oh, basically, this little fella just leaps everywhere, and it's kind of cool how they do it. And I have to say, the scaling's really good. You can't really see the joints.
It's a good effect. Like I said,
it's a good effect. It's very good. So they do quite well here. And basically, Darby's kind of trapped him, which means he gets his 3 wishes. Now, Darby does do the first wish straight away, which is my first wish is
you have to stay for 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Is that what it is? Not 2 wishes. It's 2 weeks.
Yeah, he has to stay for 2 weeks, or if we run out of wishes.
Yeah. So the king's kind of annoying. He keeps him in a bag and carries him around the town. But whenever anyone looks in the bag, all they see is a rabbit, right? That's all they see is a rabbit. And there's some talk that he's a poacher as well, isn't there?
There's a lot of implication that Darby may have been poaching on the Lord's land. So he's kind of on thin ice, and I think he takes the bag to the bar first. Like just to sort of show off. Yeah. But he doesn't actually get the king out. He's like, get me some of your finest whiskey for the king.
Yeah.
And he's like slowly lowers the glass in. And then the glass fires out the top of the bag and he catches it. and then hands it back to them.
But like I say, anyone looking in just sees a rabbit. It's kind of funny how he plays the king. He says, no, this poutine is not suitable for your royal lips. He goes, I'll be the judge of that, and all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
There's all of that.
But also the king does play him a lot in return.
Yeah.
Like later on when he's wandering around with the bag. And of course, he gets found by McBride, who accuses him of poaching.
Yeah.
It's like,
but jokingly.
It's like, well, I don't think you should be doing this on the Lord's land, but let's see what you got in the bag. He sees a rabbit. And Darby offhandedly just goes, I wish you could see him. Wish granted. He can still see him. He still sees a rabbit because he can see him. Still the king. Still a rabbit.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's a trick one. What was I going to say? Yeah, meanwhile, we kind of mentioned it briefly, but Pony, the son of this woman, is kind of wants to marry Katie, but he also wants Michael's job. Yeah. And his mother has kind of built him up to this, saying, you're the only man for the job. Everyone respects you and all this, that, and the other.
Yeah. But no one at the bar likes him.
Yeah, no one likes him. There's one point that I quite like where the priest comes in and he says, we've been promised to have the old bell from this town. Who'll go get it from me? And Pony says, what will you pay me for it? And the priest is kind of taken aback. He goes, £2. I suppose we could find £2. He goes, no, this is £2.10. And the priest
he's
is
trying to shake down the priest.
And then the priest kind of looks Darby's way and says, now, if someone was to do
someone could do it,
and they could maybe absolve themselves by falsely using the church's name to fight the powers of darkness. Now, they refer to these leprechauns occasionally as the powers of darkness, but they're not, right? They're obviously not.
No, well, I guess it's more like a pagan thing. So.
Yeah. So Darby is very guilty and he offers to do it for nothing.
Yeah.
But then the priest says, in that case, the music of the bells will be your family's forever. And Darby's well made up with this.
Yeah, he loves this.
Happy. He's so
to the point where, later on in the film, he gets completely distracted by the situation just so he can listen to the bells.
Yeah, because he's doing his wishes and because it's music to his ears. If you want to put it another way.
Yeah.
So
in the interim, Michael and Katie have been getting close to each other
and singing at each other.
Yeah, they're just singing like what's it, Fair Irish Girl, Pretty Irish Girl.
Yeah, it's kind of a sweet song, and it was kind of interesting that I noticed the writer of the script also wrote the lyrics to the songs, but someone else did the music. The guy that did the music for the whole film did the music for the songs as well. Apparently, they released that as a single as well, so it was kind of cool. So they're getting on, and there's one bit that makes me laugh where, because Darby is trying to set up his daughter with Mike. He's worried for his daughter.
He's him and King Brian kind of do have this back and forth of like, well, like he's a pretty good guy. He's like,
he's strong, but he's got gentle manners and all this.
Like,
this guy, he's a decent human being, unlike Pony, right?
Yeah,
who's a bully, basically. And there's one point that made me laugh where she said, Sean Connery saying to her, "So you don't like me? You're not interested in me at all?" She said, "No," and then she basically closes her eyes, ready to be kissed, and Sean Connery's like, "Okay," and just walks up.
Yeah, he either sort of doesn't pick up on it or loses his bottle.
Yeah. I think he does that deliberately to keep her interested, but then she grabs him and kisses him.
Yeah, she takes charge. Sort of.
And meanwhile, Darby and King Brian are just watching this happily from the barn kind of thing. I did like the double act between the horse and Darby when he was getting the king drunk. The horse was like, oh, and he'd wink at the horse, and the horse would wink back, and it was kind of fun. I forgot to mention that. So the horse is kind of a major character in some way.
Yeah. But basically, him and the king's like, you know what? Just to be nice, I'm going to help you set these two up. I'll go to them in their dreams.
And he does. He visits them in his dreams.
He goes and helps out. He gives them suggestions.
Yeah, and he talks to Sean Connery, and Sean Connery's kind of half awake and just acting like it's perfectly normal. Then he goes to Katie and does the same thing, and it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny and sweet.
Now,
quite sweet.
I think around this point, Sean Connery kind of has a bit of a scrap with Pony.
Well, Pony...
Pony kind of squares up to him.
No, Pony grabs Katie.
Yeah.
Saying, you'll be... Oh, there is one point where Katie goes to a dance with another fella, and on the way out, Pony intercepts and says, I'll give you a lift home, and the other fella says, no, that's okay. But then we see Pony twist his arm back without Katie realising. So the other fella's like, oh, yeah, that'd be grand. And he takes her back in his horse and his cart, and the other fella's kind of... We don't see him again, though. But it's just setting you up that Pony's a piece of trash.
But
yes.
From here, Kate and McBride kind of have an argument at this point.
Yeah.
Basically, it's like, you should have let me defend you. It's like,
no, what it is she finds... that's true. A little one, but then when she finds out they're being turfed out that day... She gets really, and he goes, I don't want you. It is like, I don't want you to leave. Your father said he wanted to tell you, so I had to go along with your father's wishes. But I want to marry you. I want you both to stay here with me. And she's like, we're not. Yeah, she gets.
She kind of storms off.
Yes.
And she chases the horse, but comes down with something. She basically catches death of cold.
I couldn't work out if she got concussed by falling, and because she was just lying on a rock.
As soon as they say, later on in the film, they say her fever's broken. So I assumed it was more an illness than a physical injury.
Okay, I wasn't sure. It could be because you can get fevers from concussions.
True, but
it's hard to say. Anyway, for some reason she got ill.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Pony has knocked out Michael, and then dragged him to the Lord's house and poured whiskey all over his clothes and left the bottle there. So saying, the Lord will find you like this, then you'll be out and all this kind of thing. But luckily he wakes up in time, and then basically Kate is on the point of dying.
Yeah,
and
Darby, while sort of pining about this, sees a banshee. So
Darby's got all these psychic skills, isn't he? You can see leprechauns, banshees,
and he's specifically like, this is the screaming I heard when my wife died.
Yeah.
She's not taking my daughter.
Yeah,
To the point where when the banshee comes up to the front door, Darby runs out with a shovel and starts trying to hit it.
Yeah, he throws
the banshee gets to run away.
But basically, the Grim Reaper, the Celtic version, the Dullahan, and a coach of death, which you have to get in and to be taken to heaven or hell or whatever, to take Katie away. But Darby asked for his third wish to be there to be him the one that's taken, because the Dullahan always has to take someone back. So his third wish is it's him rather than his daughter, and he says things like the old should die, not the young, and all this kind of thing. And
he
King Brian,
he's like, he goes to the carriage. It's not a lick of fear on him.
No, and King Brian says, "I want to accompany you," so he gets in. And he's and then the king's looking at Darby and he says, "It's a shame you won't be there to see." He does. Katie.
This is where he specifies that her fever broke. She's fine.
She's fine now.
It's like, and then he goes like, "Oh, I wish you could have seen it." And Darby goes, "Oh, I wish too."
I wish I could have seen the wedding, he says, and Darby wishes it too. And the king laughs. He says, "You've got your fourth wish, which means all your wishes are lost," which means he doesn't get transported in the coach. But King Brian goes off on it. So does King Brian sacrifice himself? Because he is really old.
He says he's 5,000 years old, but also it would be a very leprechaun thing to put himself in that situation and just be able to kind of walk away.
Yeah, indeed. So they managed to avoid it all. But as far as we know, Brian gets taken off on the coach, but Darby survives. So that's a pretty nifty bit of writing there. That know, and it's very fairy tale, isn't it? It's very fairy tale. So then he returns to Katie. Katie's better. Then we get the bit that I like the best, where Michael goes to the pub and meets Pony, and he says, "Now I talked to the little people, and they told me the one who hit me in the head was you." And he said, "What are you going to do about it?" He goes, "I'll talk to them about that too." And he basically punches him out.
Though I think this is like a weirdly realistic fight for a
Disney film.
Like, and especially because first thing that happens is Pony tries to bottle Sean Connery. Sean Connery blocks it with his hand and immediately basically gets cornered because he flinches so bad from the hand hit. So
basically, and there's a lot of cutting to the old fellas in the bar, like grimacing and smiling. So we're not seeing all the punches. We see some, but it is funny watching the reactions of all the actors. Yes. So
he wins. He kind of knocks Pony out, and then like Pony's mum shows up. It's like, "Oh no, he's such a violent little lad." And Pony's like, "Shut up, come on." He's had enough. What a happy film. What a happy film. Yeah, it's a jolly little film. So.
I have to say, GOAT was King Brian. Really like King Brian. Really, really like. But I have to say, Darby O'Gill, Albert Sharp playing Darby O'Gill was close behind. He was very good. Now, apparently, Walt Disney went to Ireland to do in 1947, talking about, and that's a discussion about the Irish folklore. And he thought he'd make something based on the books, the series of books, Darby O'Gill, which were apparently written in 1903. I'm kind of interested. And it was actually called Darby O'Gill and the Good People. How about that? And they kind of read up on it. And they've had various actors in mind, but they cast in London. Even though they filmed... Where did they film? I can't remember.
Probably in Ireland. So.
No, it was mostly Disney backlot, believe it or not.
Okay.
But they did cast in London, which is how Sean Connery got there. And Katie, played by Janet Munro, Walt Disney liked her so much, he signed her for a 5-year contract. He just thought she'd totally work in their stuff. Now, I'm not sure she did anything else for Disney. She may have, I don't know. But that's how much Walt Disney thought she was a good match. And she was. She was really good. I think she won a Golden Globe for this performance.
Oh, wow.
And apparently some current...
most promising newcomer. Okay.
Yeah, some contemporary reviews did not like Sean Connery that much. They just thought he was a bit of a himbo, I guess. Yeah. But I thought it was fine. I thought he was perfectly good in this. I mean, he's got the charisma, but everyone was charismatic in this film, weren't they?
Everyone was pretty good.
Yeah, even the bad people were charismatic. It totally worked. So it was nice on the eyes. It was happy. It was a really happy film.
Yeah.
And it made me think of some of the later films where they were, Pete's Dragon and kind
of want to go back and watch like all these sort of live action.
I mean, Bedknobs and Broomsticks, I think is a fantastic film.
Yeah.
Personally. But they're kind of in that vein. I am currently working through the animated Disney, and I'm up to the 40s at the minute. So I'm like the Three Caballeros, things like that.
Maybe once we do Hammer, we should like roll back and do like some sort of Disney film.
I'm happy to do that if you really want. I mean, we've got about another 8 Hammer films.
Yeah,
so it'll take a time. If you want to do that, I might stop my Disney rewatch just so we can do it together. Because we're talking about animated and and live, right, as well, right? So we're talking about, but maybe we'll stick to the real classics of the animated because there's a few which no one really talks about anymore. So
and some.
I might carry on watching those. I found them all. It's just they're not easy to find, and some of them are on Disney Plus. It's just they're not. People remember Bambi. They don't remember the Three Caballeros necessarily. For example, I have to say, King Brian was elite.
Yeah, he was.
And in fact, Leonard Maltin.
Leonard
Maltin, the film reviewer, Leonard Maltin says about this film, not only one of Disney's best films, but it's certainly one of the best fantasies ever put on film. How about that? That's a hell of a review to say.
Yeah, that's really good.
And on Rotten Tomatoes, this has got 100%. Yes, so how about that? That's quite... considering I knew the name, because I knew only because it's known as Sean Connery's first sort of starring film. But that's all I knew about it. And actually, this is a better film. It should be better remembered than it is. I think. And there's nothing... I mean, sometimes these things can be a bit, they wouldn't do that now. But I didn't detect any of that in this film.
Yeah, it was all really quaint, very wholesome.
Yeah.
So
it was. I mean, it was possibly a little. Irish people are really nice and lyrical and stuff.
It was a bit stereotyping, especially with the.
But in a positive
we're cutting you
way.
off, pony. You can only drink the stout instead of the whiskey.
That's awesome. So a very charming film. It wasn't the greatest film, but it was. I really quite enjoyed it. And I have to say, the first 10 minutes I was thinking, is this going to be a slog? And I was trying to figure out, what's the audience for this? Because it isn't for young kids. It'd be too boring. They get bored. What is it? But then, it was a lovely family film. That's what it was. That's how I found it anyway. Any other points we've missed?
Nothing I can think of.
Okay, all right. Let's rate it. What would you score this?
I'd give this a high 8. So.
Yeah, I'd give it a high 7.
Okay.
I think it was. I mean, it wasn't the best. You know what? I think on rewatch I might increase that score. So we will rewatch this if we're going to do Disney after Hammer. I'm sure I'd want to watch it again. And I'm glad you picked it. I quite liked this. There was another actor in it who really you don't see much of. I mean, he's one of the leprechauns called Jack McGowan, who is in a lot of other stuff later.
Okay.
And he's kind of known. He's, for example, he's the lead vampire killer in the Fearless Vampire Killers. For example.
Okay.
Professor Abrontius. And I think he was in The Exorcist as well. He was the first person to die in The Exorcist.
Okay.
I don't know if you've seen The Exorcist, but
maybe you can use that as your bridge.
Well, no, I've got a specific thought in mind.
Okay.
I'm not going to tell you until we're ready to watch. But I've certainly got a few choices.
Okay.
And also, I have to say, I believe the guy playing Pony was in a few things. He kind of looks familiar, like war films, British war films. He just looked familiar, but I haven't placed him specifically in but he looked familiar. But yeah, this is the one time we're going to break the rule around the Daisy and allow a double entry for Sean Connery. Because I hate Sean Connery, and I like the fact we've picked two quite odd Sean Connery films.
Yeah,
we've gone Zardoz and this are quite distinct. You could have picked Tarzan; that would have also been quite distinct. But I'm glad you picked this because I really enjoyed it, and it's on Disney Plus. So big recommend actually from me.
It's a good. You can recommend. It's a fun little film.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, good choice. So next time we do Daisy, it'll be my choice.
Yeah,
I've got something in mind, but I might think about it and look into some of the other filmography. I've got some of the actors I think might spin into other stuff. I'm interested to see what else Albert Sharp did as the guy that played Darby O'Gill, because he was so good in this.
Yeah,
so good. It's just, how have I never seen this bloke before? He should be in like loads of comedies from this era. He had that kind of timing and charm, and he would have fit well into some of the comedies of this era as well. All right, then let's wind it up there. So, bye from me.
Bye.